Hey guys, so happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We're going to go over horizontal lines and vertical lines, and we're also going to go over X and Y intercepts. So I kind of pulled everything into one day because they're very easy concepts. So I'm not going to go over a lot. I'm just going to go over kind of how you're going to do the slides. That way you don't have any questions as you go along. So first thing I want to explain are vertical and horizontal lines. We already know what those are. Vertical lines go up and down. Horizontal lines go from left to right. So when we are graphing, we have things that go straight up and down. So we know that this one over here, the vertical line going up and down over here, we know that that is an undefined slope. We know that. But we want to be able to put this into some sort of equation to represent where it is, where it's passing through the different lines. So this vertical line, for example, as you can see, it only passes through one axis, and it passes through the x-intercept. So over here, we would write just simply x because it's passing through the x-intercept. So we're going to write x is equal to wherever it passes. And I put the little pink dot right there so you can count and kind of see where it's passing. Sorry, let me go back. And it's passing at 1, 2, 3. So it's passing at positive 3. So we would simply just write this as x is equal to 3 because that's exactly what it is. It's passing through x. And I can't put this into y equals mx plus b because A, I don't have a slope. So I don't have the m. And then I also don't have the b either because it's not passing through a y-intercept. So all I can say for this line is x is equal to 3. For this slide, you're going to see that it's pointing at, see the arrow up here? It's pointing at the y because it's only passing through the y line. Again, there is no slope. Slope is 0. So I can't put this into y equals mx plus b. So again, it doesn't fit into y equals mx plus b because I don't have the mx part. I don't have a slope, so I can't physically put that in. So I'm going to get rid of it. But what I do have is the b part. And it does have an intercept, and in fact it only intercepts through one place, and that is right here where the pink dot is, and that is the y-intercept, and it's intercepting exactly at -1. So if I wanted to write this into an equation, I would write it as y is equal to -1, and that's all I would need to write because that's describing the line perfectly. No slope, but it does cross through an intercept of -1. So, and then remember, if a line intersects through the x-axis, it's x equals. That's really super easy to remember. And if a line intersects the y-axis, it's just y equals. And so those are very simple. And so again, that's only if my line is going straight up and down or left from right. So 0 and undefined slope. It does change as we start seeing slope and other things that we can put into our equation. This is only if I have undefined or no slope. So this slide, as you can see, I got you started on the first 3, and I have dots where it is intercepting to help you. And so notice that this is pointing at the x, this arrow, and that's because it's passing through the x-axis. So it's obviously going to be x equals. And then I'm going to count and see what it equals, and it equals -1, -2. So you're going to find the matching one, and you're going to drag it over here. X is equal to -2. And you're going to do the same thing for all 6. All of the answers are over here somewhere, so you just need to drag and drop them over. I went ahead and helped you with arrows, and then the last 3 you have to determine on your own. Again, I did provide the dots for you, so they're kind of easy to tell. But the answer, remember, x equals is when it passes through the x-axis, right there where the arrow is. And then it's y equals if it passes through the y-axis. On slide number 5, what you're going to do is I'm telling you y is equal to 5. Now remember, the y line goes up and down. So I know that my dot is going to be somewhere on my y line. And in fact, it's going to be, these pieces give me the hardest time. It's going to be at +5. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there. So that is where it crosses the y-axis, which means if it's y equals 5, I'm going to put this in because it's going to go, remember, I want to intersect. If I was to put this kind of line in. It's not intersecting anything. In fact, it lies straight on the y line. So really it's crossing the x-axis. So this would be an x equals example. We want a y equals, and so we're going to put it like this. And I'm actually going to show you, you can check your answer with Desmos. Let me pull up Desmos real fast. And so you can see how you can check your answer. So let me drag and drop that out. Let me split screen. Let me pull it in just a little bit. There we go. So if I want to put y equals 5, notice it graphs the line for you. It's going to go straight across. So just make sure that your graph over here matches the Desmos over here. And so that's all you're doing for that slide. And for the last one, you can also use Desmos as well. In fact, I highly recommend it. And it's going to ask you, what is the slope for y is equal to 4? Well, let's put that in. Y is equal to 4. What kind of slope is that? When I have a slope that goes to left from right, that is a what kind of slope? Very good. That is a 0 slope. So we would just write 0 into my box. It goes from left to right, so we would write 0. And so that's how you're going to answer the questions for those ones. That is for vertical and horizontal lines. So now we're going to go into X and Y